Alright, welcome back to Shooting It Straight and to yet another exclusive video that no one else dares to produce. Now this is an impromptu video that I really never planned on doing, but I feel it is absolutely necessary in order to straighten out what I see as an obviously disturbing and distorted mindset among much of the public, and some of which include concealed carriers. Now I'll explain a little bit. By now, I'm sure that you're probably familiar with the recent customer versus robber shooting in a small Mexican restaurant in Houston, Texas last week. Now, videos and online articles regarding the incident are everywhere, and with headliners, such as "Good Guy with a Gun Wins" and "Concealed Carry Customer Shoots Armed Robber, Returns Stolen Money," hero headlines, you know what I mean? But they always stop short of giving the full story on it. Now, I have watched that actual video, and I'm prepared to do what no other gun channel host will do: criticize the concealed carry customer in this situation. Criticize because the actions taken by this armed customer ended up being illegal, immoral, and unethical. All right? Simply put, it went from a justified defensive shooting straight to murder, yet no one has the balls to say it. Now, here's the short of it. All right, this is your typical armed robbery. The robber is also robbing the individual customers, shaking them down. Right. The concealed carry customer there waits for the right opportunity. Okay, which is a smart thing to do. Is what he did, the right thing. Then he draws and fires 4 shots into the robber. Okay, good so far. As the robber runs toward the door and collapses by the exit door. Okay, so far we're good. Totally justified at this point. Except now our concealed carry customer begins to walk up to the downed robber while shooting at him. The robber's down, the customer's walking up to him, shooting at him, like you see in so many YouTube gun videos that teach us how to shoot, right? Shoot while moving. Well, then, Mr. Good Guy with a Gun goes all the way up to the downed robber, who is barely moving, if any at all. He bends over and retrieves the robber's gun, then stands back up and with one hand delivers a couple of "fuck you" headshots to him. All right? This is clearly murder. By any definition in all states, it's murder. It stopped being defensive when the customer began approaching the downed robber. Listen to me carefully here. Yet the public sentiment in the comments that I've read, and believe me, I've spent 2 days reading all of these comments: "He deserved it," or "We need more of that," and "This guy's a hero." What is wrong with you people? What is wrong, folks? Listen, we are private citizens. In the eyes of the law and of the courts, our job is to get away from danger or get away from bad guys, not to approach them. When the customer here, in this situation, approached the downed robber, he lost his legal protection under the self-defense laws. It's no longer self-defense at that point. Now he's walking into the danger. He's got no right to do that. He's under no obligation to do that. In a situation such as this, you do not close the gap between the good guy and the bad guy. You widen the gap, okay? which is to say that you and the other customers in there should leave the restaurant and call police. That's the smart thing to do, and you'll be on better legal ground that way. Private citizens have a duty to retreat. I don't give a damn what your state law says. In courts, that jury is going to look at that, and they're going to ask why you didn't retreat if you had the chance to do so safely. So you do, in effect, have a duty to retreat at any time during that deadly force encounter, before it happens, while it's happening, or immediately thereafter it happens. Okay? It's just as simple as that. Now, I watched the video on the Active Self-Protection channel, you know, John Correa's channel over there. And I think it's entitled, Victim Picks the Perfect Time to Turn the Tables in Houston. That's the name of the video. You can go watch it. Now, I watched that video, and the host there seemed extremely hesitant to criticize the actions of that concealed carry customer. Now, the reason for such hesitation to criticize? Well, my guess is because of public sentiment or support for that concealed carry customer. If you read the comments, now I've read countless comments on every online article concerning this incident, and about 98% of people are actually praising this murderous customer, even after the concealed carry customer removed the money from the corpse of that robber and returned it to the customers. And then everyone left the scene, including the concealed carry customer that did the shooting. You know, people are just too afraid to go against public sentiment. That is, except for me. So, we have a murder, and we have tampering with evidence now. Because when he rifled through his pockets and got that money back out, he's tampering with evidence now. No wonder the concealed carry customer fled the scene. Yet the praise of him continues. Now, we either have the most ignorant society ever in existence today, or we have the most bloodthirsty. And probably both, I'd say. The purpose of this video is to show that concealed carriers that, like it or not, we certainly are limited to what actions we can take in a situation such as this. We are limited not only by law, but also by good moral standards and ethics. As private citizens, or even cops, it is not our job to determine who should die and for what reasons they should die. That's something only the courts can determine. Shooting the robber in this case at first was 100% justifiable, since that robber was pointing a gun at other customers, which endangered their lives. It put them in immediate danger, so it's justified. But once that robber was down and barely moving, which you can clearly see in the video, the concealed carry customer and other customers had the opportunity to safely retreat from that room, or at the very least, take adequate cover, which is what they should have done. Boys, we simply cannot play judge, jury, and executioner. It's illegal, it's immoral, it's unethical, and doing so hurts our efforts in combating the anti-Second Amendment groups that are trying to take our Second Amendment freedoms away from us. Once the robber was down, the actions of this concealed carrier customer were 100% wrong. And instead of praising him for it or being afraid to criticize the actions, we should be condemning it heavily. This guy needs to be in jail, and he knows it, which is why he fled the scene. Now, I certainly don't expect to see other YouTube gun trainers doing what I'm doing here. They're not going to go anywhere near any sort of controversy, and they're not going to go against any popular opinions or public sentiment. It's not good for their business, you know. So, okay, boys, just wanted to get this out there while it's still in the news to show you what not to do in a situation like this. All right, thanks for watching. I'm Antonius, and at least this channel is Shooting It Straight. Ciao.